Hello, I'm Jacob. You're watching the Prepper's Bunker Outdoors, and today's video is I just want to talk to you about a concept. Recently, a good friend of mine said that he loves his country, but he hates his government. And I want to unpack a little bit of what you might want to think of if that's your point of view. Now, to start off, as a combat veteran and as someone who considers themselves to be a patriot myself, I understand that quote absolutely, and it's one that I understand intimately. It's one that I have said in the past. I get the idea, but I don't know if it's one that means what people think it means. So, to clarify how this video is going to work, the first part's just going to be for American patriots. There's a group of people, as you know, out there that either say they are or truly are willing to take up arms in defense of their nation and their constitution. And that's who the first part of the video is going to be geared towards. And then the second part of the video will be for people who are in of that mindset, however, are Christians. There is an important difference there that's important for this video. So for the first part, I love my country, I hate my government. Sorry. The topic of the Pledge of Allegiance came up, and I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. You cannot, if you believe that words have meaning, you cannot believe that pledging allegiance is pledging allegiance to your country separate of your government. You just said that you pledge allegiance to the flag and to the republic for which it stands, not to the nation for which it stands, and not to the Constitution for which it stands. You are pledging your allegiance to your government. Words have meaning. You read it. That's what it says. It's what it says. So how you define it is irrelevant, really. I mean, it says what it says in plain English. So the love of the country for these patriots, and I'm saying these patriots as if I don't include myself in this group, but I do. What is it that you love about your country? Do you love the people? Because I don't have the data on every self-proclaimed patriot who says they love their country but hate their government, but most of them aren't very fond of a good majority of the people in America, probably 50%, maybe more. They're communists. They're sheep. They're the enemy of liberty. Not people we like very much. Doesn't have a whole lot to do with our country. If you say you love your country, you don't necessarily have to mean everybody in the country, okay? So it's not that. Is it the land itself? When you say you love America, are you saying that you love the soil? Because I really am a fan of my property, of the land that I live on, but I know that there's a lot of good land all over the world. I've been there. I've been to like 30 or 40 countries or something like that, and I've seen a lot of amazing land. And I've also, in America, I guess I've probably only been to 30 states, seen a lot of crappy places in America. So I wouldn't say that I love the land. I think loving land might be kind of shallow. So if loving your country doesn't mean loving your government, doesn't mean loving the people, and doesn't mean loving the land, what does it mean? And typically, when someone says they love their country, they love the intent of the founding fathers and the foundational documents of this nation, the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. They love the patriotic American and the liberty-minded, self-responsible, self-actualized individual. But those people live all over the place. They might not celebrate it the same way we do, but there are liberty-minded people everywhere. So if you say that you love your country but hate your government, what do you really mean? The problem is social manipulation, essentially psyops, creating or bringing together the nation and the government definitively through culture so that they are hard for people to separate, and so that it can make a lot of this confusing, and you can say that you hate your government and still be directly supporting and on board with your government because you hope that the government's going to change in the next 4 years or 8 years, wherever else, because you're still blind. So here's the deal. If you actually say that you love your country and you hate your government, but what you mean is you love liberty, you love a constitutional republic that is constrained by the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, it has nothing to do with the nation as it is today. And if you get to that point mentally when you're thinking about this, the next step is this group of people has a fantasy about rising up with armed insurrection to restore the United States of America to its foundational principles, because we clearly are nowhere close to that right now. So what I would say to you is you just got together 15,000 of the United States' most badass, freedom-loving, patriotic mamma jammas, armed to the teeth, body armor, this, that, and the other thing, tanks, helicopters, whatever. Do you want to fight your countrymen, many of whom are simply misinformed and are being used by a propaganda machine? And do you want to kill them or attempt to kill them in a fight on your home soil? Or do you want to take those men and those assets to somewhere else that has really good land where you could actually win? All right, so let's take this over to the Christian side. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. So, as a Christian, you can't do that. You can't pledge allegiance to your nation, and you can't pledge allegiance to your nation's government. Neither of them. Doesn't matter how you think the Pledge of Allegiance goes or what it means, you can't do it. You can have one master. So if God says to pick up your cross and follow me, and you're like, but America, well, guess what? You're not a Christian. And that's a really hard thing in our society to admit. It's hard for me to say, and it's hard for me to believe myself, but that's the bottom doggone line. If they say, I pledge allegiance to Baphomet, the freaking pentagram goat-headed unisex trans thing, and to the United States communist government for which it stands, you can't do that. And what's the difference? What's the difference between it being an idol and a statue and it being a flag? They're both symbols. they both represent a government that is corrupt and evil, that is working with, hand in hand with the world's leadership and essentially the Antichrist towards an anti-Christian end. You can't do it. And again, your hard-charging Christian patriots who love their country, what do you love? Because what you should love is morality. And there are places where you can win if you have the logistics and the support that you would need in your own country anyways to make any kind of progress. So the deal is that it should be clear to Christian or non-Christian patriot that if you think about it for more than 15 seconds, think about your family, think about logistics, think about what you would do as the government to squash yourself, okay? How vulnerable you are. But there's a way to win. There's always a way to win, but you have to think outside the box. And if you're thinking about fighting in America, you are thinking inside their box. It's a kill box. It's not going to work. What options does that leave you? I'm not here to tell you the answer. I don't know yet, or I wouldn't be where I'm at. I am trying to help people. I again said I was a veteran. I worked with between military intelligence in my unit, and I worked with PSYOPs in Afghanistan, and I have a bachelor's degree in Homeland Security and Domestic Terrorism. And so I've been thinking about these things and have some experience to go with them a little bit longer than most people. And I'm thinking about the logistics behind things, and I'm thinking about how our actions will be used against us, how I would use our actions against us. And what I'm going to tell you is if your idea is armed insurrection in America, you are thinking inside the box. It's a kill box. You will lose, and your actions will be used as ammunition against your fellow patriots. So, wish I had the answer for you. I'm not smart enough for the answer. I think that's where conspiracy theorists go wrong. They see they're being lied to. They see that things are wrong, but then they try and give you an answer based on information that they could not possibly have. They make themselves look like idiots. And today's PSYOPs are working just as hard in alternative media, if not harder, than they are in the regular media. And America is making it easy for them. On 4chan, one PSYOPs dude was able to start a revolution across an entire country with this QAnon bullcrap and mislead thousands of people with a couple comments. Pathetic. It's amazing what our government can do right now with information and with social engineering, and how little effort right now they have to put forth to it. At the end of the day, you're being lied to. It's all a lie. All of it. You have to look your family in the eyes and pray to your God. And you have to do the best that you can do. And right now, nobody's going to give you an answer. Nobody's going to give you a hand. And there is no leader out there right now saying, follow me, for you to drop and follow. Some people, well, there just isn't. And, but you need to have your eyes open. That's all I got. Thank you for watching. I hope that you have a blessed day. if you want to support this channel, you can see how to in the description box below. Share this video with your friends, whether you like it or hate it. If you love it, give it a thumbs down and start an argument in the comment section below. Not with me. Don't waste my time to try and help the channel. There are plenty of retards who are going to be commenting on this video who you can reply to start a fight with. You don't need to start a generic comment or some comment to try and piss me off to help the channel, because it doesn't help the channel. It just makes me think that you're stupid. That's all I got. Again, have a blessed day. Talk to you in the comment section below.